everybody. Quick note from me and Jesse before the podcast starts. We're really excited for this episode. It's probably one of the coolest episodes we've ever done because this time we had a really special guest from Hyderabad in South India. Her name is Vanuja Amma, and she's a holy woman who's started to receive guru status in India.
Yeah, guys, this was a crazy interview. It was someone that Trey met through his work. We'll talk about that. And, we both had this intuition that we need to get her on. She's a psychic, intuitive Vedic astrologer. So Vedic astrology is a little bit different than Western astrology. She'll talk a lot about that and a lot about the underlying philosophies to it. Also, what else, Trey? What else did we talk about? So jam-packed.
Okay. Yeah, so we ended up talking about the different eras and ages of mankind and civilization, and also the cycles, which in India is called the Yugas. And these are huge planetary cycles that go on. And we also got really into some cool discussions about psychic abilities and what Vedanta, the goal of Vedanta is, and kind of the aim for that spiritual path.
Yeah, guys. I mean, not just that. We talked about everything. We're not going to ruin everything by telling you guys every little detail here, but we talked about COVID in this current time. What's the meaning of this, right? You want to hear from such a high person what their view of this situation is, because it's so easy for us as humans to get lost in the here and now and how difficult things are. So we got a beautiful, amazing perspective from her on that as well.
And one last thing, I'm not going to spoil it, but one last thing, stay tuned till the end because there's a really special thing that happened. So I'm not going to completely give it all away, but she gave Jesse and I a psychic reading, reading our energy and our auric field. So if you really got to stay till the end and watch her at work because it really is something special. So, all right, we're just going to hop over to the video that we recorded, and we'll see you there.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Jesse Trey Podcast. We have a very special guest. What is her name, though, Trey? I don't think we've ever talked about that.
Her name is Vanuja Amma. She is a holy woman in India, and Amma means mother. So she just... when the first time I spoke to her, she just said, think of me as your spiritual mother.
Wow. Well, yeah, and Trey met her through Trey works for Fiverr. So he writes, he basically does writing assignments for different people for money. And this was one of his people, right? Who paid you? Employers?
Yeah, we worked on this little fairy story together. And, we started just getting into consciousness somehow. That topic just came up, and we started talking about samadhi and nirvana, which are these very heightened states of awareness and existence. And she told me about this Vedic astrologer who comes from the tradition of Vedanta, and she lives in India, and said a lot of good things about her, and so.
Oh, so you've never actually met this person. This is not the person you talked to. This is the person's astrologer. Is that what's happening? I thought you spoke directly to this woman.
To Vanuja Amma? Yeah, we had some conversations. We've had some calls.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, cool. Yeah, we were just talking before coming on air about how, at least in my experience, really respected kind of, I guess you could say older people, very respected. A lot of times, if they're just very good businessmen or businesswomen or whatever it is, high spiritual people, I feel like a lot of time people are intimidated by them. And because of that intimidation, they act in a very respect me kind of way, very serious. And they forget that everyone has a sense of humor, even even in astrology, remember Gur, our friend Gur from Baltimore? I was just thinking in the shower, who's one of the funniest people I know? And he's one of them, and he's he's a very serious looking dude, lots of Capricorns. He's a Capricorn. Capricorn is a super funny sign. You would never think so, but that's those are the most serious seeming people, but they're actually have the best sense of humor. So I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting that's like that.
Yeah, Guru was funny. Oh my God, but his jokes were controversial.
Yeah, but you looked at him, and that's why so many comedians are Capricorns, because they have this very stern, kind of cold, almost like sad look on their face. Sometimes they're just like, and then they just say something. It just contrasts so funny when they actually show like a sense of humor. So
yeah, he was so funny. He was like built like this Sumerian warrior, like this huge man. Like you could see him in like a fucking Marvel movie, just dropping in from the sky and shattering the earth. But he was like the cutest, like most loving person at the same time.
Yeah, he was a interesting guy. He would just like say a joke and just have this like really intense look in his eye. You're like, oh, after like you have to like hang out with him a few times to understand, not be freaked out by him in his eyes.
Yeah, the funny thing is he just have these like funny like racial kind of jokes, and he's from Israel, and he just have these funny racial jokes, and he'd say them to like people he'd never met before, like bartenders or coffee baristas, and they just look at him like what, like not sure if they should laugh.
Yeah. Exactly, especially in Boulder, Colorado. So yeah, well, it should be interesting when we have our own. I guess until then, we both thought about questions. What else is going on? How's your week? How's your new moon? How's the energy been for you leading up to Saturday? We'll probably release this tomorrow. We have a little bit of work to do to it, but I'm sure it'll be out by tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna give it a little edit, and it'll be out hopefully tonight or tomorrow. Yeah, I went to that. What was that astrology thing that Kendra was doing?
Oh, I didn't even hear about that because I don't have my freaking Instagram right now.
Yeah, it happened last night. It's what those charts that like the Vedic astrologers use to get the future, which is like annual perfection charts.
Annual perfections, yeah. Well, that's is it like a Vedic?
So my highlight is like a Jupiter in Sagittarius until my birthday, and then it's gonna move into what's after Jupiter.
Well, annual. Are you talking about like dashas? In Vedic astrology, it's about dashas, which I can ask her about too. But that's like, remember I told you for me, like I moved from my Venus to my Sun last April, and it's completely changed everything about me, especially with relationships and that stuff.
Yeah.
You've probably seen the change too. Like I'm way less obsessed with that part of life. I don't, whatever. But let's
wait till you're single.
Here she is. Yeah, that's the basics. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so here we go.
Hey guys, Jesse here. Really quickly before we jump on with Vanuja Amma, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to this podcast on whatever you're listening on, whether that's Spotify, Apple, Google Pods. We'd really appreciate it. We're really trying to build this up and have more exciting guests and do more awesome content for you guys. So really appreciate all the support. Tell your friends, everything like that. Thanks so much. And here comes the interview.
Hello.
Namaste, Amma. You're on mute right now. There we go.
Yeah. How are you?
We're doing pretty great. It's Mother's Day here in the UK, so happy Mother's Day.
Really?
Happy Mother's Day. Thank you for wishing.
Happy Mother's Day. My name is Jesse, by the way. I'm Trey's friend who lives in Romania.
Hi, Jesse.
How are you? Thanks for coming
good.
on.
Thank you. How are you?
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, Jesse and I were paired as roommates together when we were at Naropa University, founded by Chogyam Trungpa. You know him?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we were paired as roommates, and we were living together for many years in America. And then he moved off to Romania, and I came to London. So, yeah, we're very excited to have you on.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you interested in this all astrology and spiritual sides? How do you got this idea?
So for me, it came when I first moved to Canada, and everyone there, like, it was a very different environment compared to Singapore, where Singapore is very clinical, all about maths and science. And here there was, a lot of free-spirited people in Vancouver, like hippies and stuff like that. And so in the West, we have a lot of mixed traditions. So we have lots of like tasters from India, from Buddhism, from Native Americans and everything. And so I started getting interested through, actually, my first thing was trying to unlock dreams through lucid dreams, and then also astral projection. And when I left my body for the first time, it kind of, firstly, it removed the fear of death, and then also got me very interested into meditation. And that's when I started studying yoga, and then moved and got a degree in yoga, and was studying mainly like Patanjali's yoga. And but I hear you come from the Vedantic tradition, the Vedas.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, would you like to tell us a little bit about Vedanta and everyone who's listening?
Okay. The Vedanta, the meaning of Vedanta, before it is a Sanskrit word, Veda means the knowledge, true knowledge. Anta is the ending. It's like there is no other than that knowledge. It means it is a deep knowledge about oneself or spirituality or techniques. So that is a Vedanta. And all Indian culture, like even pujas, chantings, yoga, astrology, and planetary positions, everything depended on this Vedantic culture. So this is one of the best knowledge. It made millions of years ago. And now all the scientists around the world, they are trying to prove, and they got information from the Vedas only. So whatever they want to do, the research, already it is done long ago. So now they are proving and practicing again. That is the Vedanta.
Yeah, I heard the Vedas and everything were brought down by sages and yogis who were practicing in caves in deep meditation trances.
Yes.
And I heard they were given some sort of soma or drink to induce these states for long periods of time. And they would have disciples who would care for their body, make sure nothing went wrong, give them maybe drip some water. Is that true?
Yes. So in a way, it is a right how, like, the Vedas came from the god Shiva to the earth. And the saints in Sanskrit name is Rishi. Rishi means scholar, who's proven, researched man. And he practiced all the Vedas, and he minimized and given to us to practice. So in this, we have 4 Vedas. One Veda speaks about something, like one is for the Agni, the fire, one is for the puja, one is for mind control, one is for lifestyle. And like that, it is divided into 4. And it is a very deep science.
And what is the goal of Vedanta? Because we have Patanjali's yoga, which is prominent in the West, right? So in most yoga studios, most people will have heard of Patanjali and his yoga sutras. And for him, it's the distinguish between Prakriti and Purusha. Prakriti being the manifest material world, and Purusha is kind of the individualized soul, or I think you call it the Atman or Brahman. And so what is the goal of Vedanta? Is it a dualistic approach like Patanjali, or is it a non-dual?
It's a both. Like we have 2 kinds of Atma and Paramatma. If you say that body and soul, Atma is the body and the Paramatma is the soul, or the God, whatever. So Advaita Vedanta speaks about both dual, or in a meditation, in a Brahma Sutras or anything, it speaks about one Atma, because it is we have to practice. So it always says that about the body and body control, senses control and all. So we also have it too, both we practice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesse, did you want to ask a question?
Yeah. Well, I'm just curious how you, so when you, like in your life, how you, when you were younger, how you knew, if you knew since you were very young, you wanted to be a spiritual person, spiritual leader, astrologer, how that kind of came to fruition. Because in our podcast, we speak to a lot of people, ourselves included, who didn't go through, I guess you could say, a very typical X to Y trajectory. I'm curious how that was for you coming from India. And also, what part of India are you from?
I'm from South India,
Okay.
southern part of India.
Kerala.
No, Hyderabad.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Kerala also comes under South India.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here our lifestyle from the childhood is kind of Vedantic lifestyle. What to eat, what not to eat, when to take food, when should not be, and why should be. Everything designed. But thing is, we don't know why we're doing. Our parents used to say we are not supposed to do, we should not do. Then some people used to feel it's no meaning on it, but some people used to follow. But now everyone, most of them are started studying about all this, they accepting, practicing. It is kind of, we have a memory card within, but we don't know how to play it. Now people learning, so unlocking the keys.
And so the key, I guess there's the term akasha, which is the understanding. It's the primordial place where all knowledge exists, where the Vedas, I think, were drawn from. And how is it that in your practice you access this?
To the primordial, what do you want?
Yeah, to akasha, the primordial teachings, where the Vedas originated from. Can you access this point without the text? Or is it like a oral tradition passed down through initiation, or how is it?
Yes, we can. I learned basically from one of the very great Himalayan saints. And it's the techniques with the practice we can learn. But it's not easy to. But most of the schools, though so many schools are there to teach Vedanta, like whatever Vedanta we have in our hands as a textbooks, the teachers may be not that prompt or deep into it, but they can give you at least a basic knowledge about it. And a few people, they'll go with that one and they go for deep studies and they'll learn also. But yes, if you can have a proper guru, then definitely you can easily access whatever you want from the nature.
Right. Yeah, because in India, the guru tradition is very big. And I know in the past cycles, the past yugas of time, and maybe Satya Yuga, there was a lot of gurus in India. And that's probably why still today, there's such a rich culture and rich heritage in India. And nowadays, of course, and we're still in Kali Yuga, is that correct?
Sorry?
Are we in the Kali Yuga still, right now?
Kali Yuga, yeah. We are in Kali Yuga.
So it's like we see in India now, there's this whole guru business. So there's a lot of fake gurus coming out and a lot of people from the West who are kind of falling victim to this. So it is important to have this distinction, and it's harder to have this guru tradition in the West. And I'm just curious, what was it like kind of in the Satya Yuga, and how have times changed since then?
See, here we have to understand very properly. Guru is very, very important. I'm so sorry because of whatever you said, right? That there are a lot of fake gurus are there. And now the yoga and spirituality become a business.
Yeah.
And everywhere there is a guru there who speaks about the Himalayas, who speaks about the blah, blah, blah. But in Satya Yuga or any Yuga, there are also gurus, all 4 yugas. But finding a right guru, because why we need a guru? Guru is not a one who teaches like a teacher at the school. Guru who is going to show you your weaknesses, your problems, your mistakes. So Guru always guides you to correct yourself. He makes your mind to flexible and accept and see the things as it is. But nowadays, Guru is having the one Guru, maybe it's kind of having the business. This much fees, so much of blah, blah, so things. But all the Satya Yuga or any Yuga, Treta Yuga or Krita Yuga or Kali Yuga, all these 4 yugas, we have a Guru culture. And now also a lot of beautiful, great saints are there. They are not going to come out to the medias, to the public. They pray for universal peace. Because of them, all of us, we are really, peace. At least we are good.
Yeah, right.
So they don't have selfishness. They don't sell their knowledge.
Yeah, it's like you almost have to show them that you're going to be dedicated. It's like the fake ones are out there on all the billboards saying, come to me, I'll give you siddhis, I'll give you spiritual powers, I'll give you great peace. Then the true gurus are in, like you said, in the Himalayas or in the jungle and in the caves. And it's almost like they're having their practice and their prayer, and you have to show you're dedicated, and then they will begin to teach you, right?
Yeah. And they don't charge.
Right.
So whatever you give, they'll take. But thing is till today also, some of them, they give total whatever they earn. They totally give it to the Guru. And they surrender to the Guru. And they live at ashram with the Guru. But Guru Dakshana, we say that fees for Guru should not be demanded. Whatever you feel you have to give. And Guru is not only for one. He's for whole village, whole city, So at the olden days, they used to be like that. They used to give a kid at the age of 6 to the Guru for the studies. And then Guru trains him all the manners, like how to live, how to help others, how to be balanced, how to learn, how to teach, how to live, and everything. He makes him as a perfect man. Then he sends back to his family, especially kings. At the age of 6, they give their kid to the Guru, and then he will come at the age of 21, and they make him as a king. He rules.
Is there?
So,
sorry.
Yeah.
Go on.
So this is what the culture of Guru. Guru means he lights the lamp within you.
Yeah.
He's not going to show you the world. He says that how to face the world, how to help, how to live, how to let live everyone, how to rule the country. What are do's and don'ts. So when you know this personality development, mentally, physically, emotionally, socially, and spiritually, then that man is Paripurna Manava, total human mind. Otherwise, they say Daivi Manava. So the journey from the animal mind to divine mind.
Mm.
How to turn your divine soul into the divinity that Guru teaches. And lot of restriction. There is no ego, because whatever big, maybe you are a son of the king. When you go to the Guru's house, you have to wash his clothes, cook for him, help him whatever he wants, and everything. Not only to the Guru, share everything with the students along with you who are there. And this is all beautifully designed concept. So from 6 years of boy to 21-year young man, lot of transmission in his life. There is no influences, no ego, and he's not going to see any power or poorness, nothing. His mind will be very, very healthy.
Mm.
So that is the concept.
Cool.
Yeah, is there, so we all have I guess you could say there's a karmic link, or excuse me, some fate involved in, like, for example, me and Trey, we both live in the West, but if me and him are meant for a certain teacher or guru in India, because we both always thought about, you know, I need to go to India, we need to go to India. I'm just curious if there's like a guru already there that's, you know, karmically or, you know, by fate waiting for us. I just find that interesting. Is that typically how it works? Where there's like a big karmic connection,
Yes.
or
Yes.
it's more free?
Yes.
Okay.
When you have a guru in your life, in your karmic life, like, you know, your past life, whatever it is, then definitely he comes to you, he or she, we don't know. The guru has no gender, anyone can be.
Interesting.
In
Right,
spirituality, we don't have a gender. Only the soul. Atma Bandhu, we call Atma Bandhu, the soul friend. So
Yeah, because in that place, it's beyond the. So is the Atman Atma Bandhu? Is this beyond the physical plane?
yes.
Okay.
That is the reason we don't have this concept of gender. So you are not going to see anyone as a man or a woman. You will see him or he as a Atma, Atma Swarupa, we say. So Atma is a soul.
Yeah. So I'm curious about, because, you know, everyone asks, like, how are you? You know, like, how are you doing? But I'm curious to explore what is your perception of reality, because for a lot of us, you know, a lot of people in the West especially, and all over the world, when we say how are you, we're referring to your personality construct, your thought construct, the constructs that you've made of your mind, you know, your memories, your past. But if I understand, like, the deeper you kind of come into awareness, I think Patanjali said, like, the yogi is aware of the atoms within his body, the ether, the energy of life and everything. So I'm curious, like, when I say, how are you, who am I speaking to? What am I speaking to? What is the awareness there?
Yeah. In Indian culture, we don't ask, how are you? We say namaste. So namaste, we keep both the hands together and we'll say one hand represents myself and other hand represents yourself. That means both Atmas, souls. My soul is respecting to your soul. So that is a greetings from India. So how are you? Like, if you are in a deep in your spiritual life, always you are a positive. Whatever you are going through, whatever it is, you say the next, this one is, I'm fine, thank you. That is also positive thought. So spirituality says that when you are not able to make anyone happy with your words, please don't talk. So in that concept, even in the Western culture, questioning you like, how are you, is not wrong thing. Because no one is going to say that, oh, I'm so sad, I'm crying. Maybe they may say, maybe I'm fine, maybe little rough time, I'm fine. They are not going to say that I'm not well, I'm not happy, I'm crying. But it depends on the person, how he takes, how positive he is or she is. Oh, it's not wrong. Maybe body, maybe see, like, when you have these panchabhutas, panchendriyas, all these five senses, we see the body only, asking to the body, to the body. If you are in a spiritual life, I'm not going to ask you, how are you? Namaste, I say. So namaste is like, my soul is respecting to your soul. Definitely you will say namaste. So it is not a religious thing. Namaste is not religious. How you asking like, how are you? We say that we respect your Atma. So we are seeing you as a soul. We are not seeing you as a body. So that is what Atma Bandha. You got it?
Got it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. You want to ask something, Jesse?
Yeah. I guess I'm curious about, a lot of people listening will probably be curious about the current time, with coronavirus and stuff. And I think Trey told me the one conversation he's told me that he's had with you, you have like a quiet, I think it was a kind of a positive long-term outlook with this situation. I was just curious what your overall view of it, what you think the divine meaning is to it, and what insights you can give anyone about the current situation.
Yeah. So this is a beautiful question, because I have to express my own experience about the corona. So when the corona started, everyone started, everyone is in a stress. So what I have to do, because we are living in a society and people should be happy around you, and we have to pray for universal peace. Then we started doing some fire puja here at my house. And few people came, some of the VIPs, so-called VIPs. And I'm doing puja, worshipping. I mean, puja is a ritual. You know what is a puja, right? It's a ritual to the God, and fire ritual to the God to purify the atmosphere and product more oxygen. We work for these pujas, like, fire pujas and all. So somebody came for this puja to attend, and I sat with him, next to him, because everyone treats me as a guru. So I sat with him maybe 1.5 hours, and I touched him, he touched me, like, we have to bless in Indian culture. They touch your feet and we have to bless them. I done everything. We have a tea together, like, like next after 1 hour, we come to know that guy got a positive, corona positive. And everyone is started calling me. He came and met you, what, blah. But nothing happened to me. Because that positive energy, the oxygen, the mantra, the Vedic chantings helped me. And then that same time, the next 2-3 days later, some other young guy came. He also got positive. I mean, very closely I exposed to the people who was a positive, but nothing. I didn't get any.
Huh.
It means what? Whenever you have a positive thought, and whenever you product a positive energy through the mantras, through the rituals, through the fire puja, then you will be a positive. You should not think negatively. Oh my God, that guy got it. Maybe I may got it. I may got it. I may got it. I'll get it one day. Because I'm myself generating that negative energy with him.
Right.
So always my suggestion to everyone is like drink hot water, do meditation, do pranayam, and if possible, attend the rituals and fire pujas. It helps. And some of the powerful mantras we have it. So protect from the diseases. This will be a really good thing. And we done it. So 45 days fire puja. And I given a date. So and so date, the corona will come down in India. It happened.
Wow.
Wow.
And you have a date for its ending.
No, I'm thinking like maybe May is going to be ending time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse was thinking that as well. But
Yeah.
just on what you were saying earlier, because for me and my household, my whole family got corona, except for me. But it was because it was when everyone got corona, I was in the peak of my pranayama practices and my breathing practices. And every morning and in the afternoon as well, I was practicing breathing. And I was the only one in the whole house who didn't get the corona. And my mind, I noticed that it would try to go negative, but I would just breathe and retune myself to center. And I didn't get it at all. And also a doctor, when my mom was talking to a doctor, she said, yeah, my son's trying to teach me this breathing exercise. And all three of us got it. And the doctor was like, did the person who not get it, is he the one doing the breathing exercises? Because we don't know in science what breath work really can do.
Wow.
But I think that might be one of the reasons.
Wonderful. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Pranayama helps a lot because it improves the immune system, lungs capacity, oxygen levels. What else we want? Yeah.
Yeah, and especially especially for a disease, a virus that's attacking the lungs, then of course the automatic response would be like, okay, I should work on my lungs. I should expand them, breathe deeper.
And most important food also, garlic and turmeric. Turmeric and garlic. It helps a lot.
Good. Yeah. I eat a lot of turmeric. I love Indian food and curries, so that's good.
Please come to India.
I want to. As soon as Corona's ending, I would love to come.
Yeah.
So this makes me think of something else. Or go ahead.
Yeah. Basically, we are planning to have a very big puja. Very big, 10,000 people is going to be together in November.
Ooh, in the Himalayas, right?
Yeah, it's in November, 10 days puja.
How do we find it is there an event like somewhere on the phone is there a name for it I can search?
No, it's not an event. It is going to be, I'm planning this one.
Oh, wow.
It is a very big event. If you want to join, I can send you the details. I'll take your WhatsApp number. I'll create a group.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So that you can come. You can see the footsteps of Himalayas. And the puja where I'm performing is a place called Kurukshetra, where the Mahabharata happened. You know what is Mahabharata? Bhagavad Gita? You heard about Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah, it's the big battle that took place. Right?
Between the Kauravas and Pandavas, which is a Indian book, important book.
With Arjuna.
Arjuna, Krishna.
Yeah, and actually I just watched a video saying that at first, just like they thought it was all myth. And then recently archaeologists have discovered that actually, yes, the battle did take place there and it was a real battle that happened in history.
Yeah. So that is the place where you have a very powerful energy there. If you really wants to come to India, that is a really good time to.
I would love to come. Definitely should exchange information.
That's where Arjuna was in his chariot and Krishna was there, and he had this, it was a big teaching from Krishna, and Krishna revealed his true form to Arjuna. And he, like, I think in the description of the Bhagavad Gita, it says that he's like, it was this huge cosmic form. So it's like he was the black holes that were also eating the universe, but he was also the stars and creating life. So, and Arjuna was like, oh my God.
You have a lot of knowledge about. Yeah. So that is a very beautiful time if you can come, because weather also going to be very good. Otherwise, India is a little hotter place.
Yeah, Jesse and I were trying to come.
Starts from November.
Yeah, Jesse and I were trying to come to India in August in 2020, was that when, or 2020 was when
whenever
Corona started or something. Yeah, we were trying to come, but then Corona got too bad and the borders closed. So yeah, we're still planning to come out. So if November looks good for travel, then we would love to come.
Yeah, you can come, but the only thing you have to adjust, because it's not going to be a luxury place.
Right.
It is ashrama. You know what ashrama?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like sleeping on blankets on the floor.
Yes. And Indian food. You may get some fruits and things, but you don't get a bread and butter there. But it's a good time to visit, and it's a big event.
I'm definitely interested. I have another question. So it seems like, so with coronavirus and just anything that maybe from a Western linear mind you might think of as a negative, and I've trained myself to do this for things in my own life. Like right now, for example, I'm having issues with Instagram for my account. I have like a huge following or pretty big following, but my account's suspended, but I'm not even worried about it because I've kind of trained myself to see things that might be looked at as a negative. Like there's no way for us to know what a real negative is. We can't tell. So with coronavirus, I'm just curious of what your perspective is on things that everyone will look at in that moment as bad, not actually being bad. And if that's something you see in coronavirus and how you look at situations and occurrences that are looked at as being negative in your own life and other people's lives.
I always I say to you, even for my other classes also, I say it's really given a very good life to us, very positive, because we are able to spend time with our own family, and we are able to practice our own sadhana. We are able to improve our health, and we are learning how to be yourself. Not only that, working from the house, work from home, so you don't have a time what is going at home, what color is your wall, but you have a time to see all this. Yeah, few people will lost it, so maybe it will be a little hurting, but otherwise, Corona made people to think as a human person, because they have a family, they have a friends, they have a time for them, they have a time for family, they have a time for work, and they know how to spend because there is not a lot of work. They learned financial balancing, mental balancing, body balancing. So a lot of positive things with the Corona.
Cool. So we have around 25 minutes left, and one of the things that we really want to be doing on this podcast, and as a mission for both me, Jesse, and I, is that we want to help bring people kind of into the spiritual path and to help them kind of reawaken the things that anything is possible, that really, really, truly anything is possible. And so for this last segment, I was really curious if we could start getting into, just for inspiration, because I know before I came onto the spiritual path, the things that really inspired me were the things that were apparently not possible, but through spiritual practice is possible. So I would love to kind of understand more about the koshas, the different energetic, the physical and energetic bodies that we carry. And I would also love if you could talk about siddhis and the different things that can be activated through spiritual practice, especially kind of the vision of Agnya Chakra and all that.
Yes, I'm very happy to teach that one and talk about it. Not only the Panchakoshas, Chakras, planets, astrology, spirituality, yoga, philosophy, and anything, any question and answer sessions, I'm ready to take it. And also those who wants to read their astrology, horoscopes in a Vedic way, in Indian way. And if anyone wants to have a special pujas, always I'm here. Yeah. I do healings, I do pujas, I read the horoscopes, I teach planetary yoga, I teach planetary positions, chakras, philosophy, spirituality, anything, whatever you want.
Yeah, so we're everyone from Jesse's channel, they come to him through astrology, and he teaches the Western side of astrology. So I'm sure everyone who's listening would love to come to you, a real professional Vedic astrologer from India, who has really devoted her life to helping the world and universal peace and all that. And so should we segue into, do you have any stories from your teachers or throughout your lifetime? Like a lot of people in the West have read Paramahansa Yogananda's book, The Autobiography of a Yogi. And what really stands out in that book is the people he meets, the saints, and the powers, the yogic powers that kind of come out there. Would you have any stories similar?
Before I'm going to any stories, I just want to show my guru's picture to you guys. And
Okay.
I want to ask you how old is he can be. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
Wow.
How old? You want us to guess the age?
Yeah. Yeah.
100.
110. 113. 113. 113. 113.
More.
128.
More.
137.
200. 150.
142.
When he died in 2014, he is 832 years old.
What?
Yeah.
No way. Really?
Yeah.
So
Wow.
he was born in 1200. What's his natal chart? Wow. So he's had, like, in Western astrology, like many Pluto returns. Crazy.
Yeah, you can see his eyes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're blue.
It looks like he's staring into, it's like the universe is coming out through him.
Yes.
Well,
And I was with him, and when he wants to leave his body, and he left his body in my lap.
Whew.
Yeah. So, but still now, because whatever I learned, whatever my life, whatever is me today, because of him. And a lot of techniques, Himalayan techniques. I can treat any kind of back pain without any instruments, with the hand.
wow.
So very powerful, so-called powerful people come to me.
How can we find you? Do you have a website? Because I'm going to book a session with you for sure, but I'm sure people listening will want to as well.
I don't have websites. I don't have any advertisement things.
Okay.
So we'll just hand out your number to anyone who is interested.
Yeah. Email ID.
The what? Email
So,
ID?
I'll send you.
Okay.
So your guru passed on a healing knowledge on how to heal the body in different ways.
Techniques of body healing and spiritual healing and chakra healing, aura reading, so many 368 types of healings.
Wow, and so he taught you those individually.
Yeah, every person I read everyone their aura, and I can really help them. And with the talk, with the touch. Sometimes some people will come and they'll sit in front of me. I'll keep talking. They'll think that, oh my God, I came for healing. She's talking. But they don't know that I'm healing through speech. But after that, they realize, yes, this is all kind of things that we do.
So
this
for
is all
healing
through him. I don't have a certificates. I don't have a school to tell. But yeah, he's my treasure,
And how did he teach? So I know a lot about India's tradition is that when it's an oral tradition, and at one point writing was almost seen as like dirty because the oral tradition passes the vibration of a specific attunement or healing that you need through the words, right? And but there's also other traditions where it's like Shaktipat traditions, which I'm curious about that. Did you have any direct infusion of that sort of energy?
Yeah, Guru is going to teach us through the eyes. It means sight, speech, touch, and oral, whatever you say. And some is called marma. Marma means technique. So the spinal cord stretches I learned from him. It is a technique, marma. So it is called marma kala. So like that, they are going to teach in all the means. And sometimes they will be very quiet. You will think that nothing today, Guru is not taught us anything. But that silence is going to teach you something. So all the time, there is no class timings, no timings, no day or night, no place committed, anywhere, all their life, they are for teaching. But we have to surrender, trust them totally.
And so the awareness of the Guru is so, I know that I think Patanjali set up the very basis for the yogic practice. It's like, for him, it's like he teaches all the different stages of samadhi until it's seedless samadhi. It's near bija samadhi, right? Where it without seed, right? And but then I've heard, for him, this was what he taught up till the end, but I've heard this is only just the beginning. The samadhi, the nirvana, is only the beginning of the spiritual practice. Can you talk about kind of what comes after that?
See, like in yoga, we have two kinds, Bahiranga Yoga and Antaranga Yoga. Bahiranga Yoga means whatever you do with the body. The asanas are not a yoga. It's a part of yoga. In Ashtanga Yoga, Patanjali Maharshi said that Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama. All these 5 steps are supposed to be done with the body. And Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi is Antaranga Yoga. Supposed to be done with your mind or with your soul. So when we practice in this way, that's total all 8 steps together is yoga. In that yoga also, we have so many things like, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So asana is one of the simple part. Posture is only one of the simple part of yoga. But yoga is not only the posture. Like that, puja is not only the bhakti. Puja is a basic step of bhakti.
And to anyone who doesn't know, bhakti is devotion to the Ishtar Devata, or the deity.
No, bhakti, the meaning of bhakti is pure love. How to love yourself. Then how to love others. In this bhakti, worshipping is one of the parts. Worshipping is nothing but how to respect the other person who come to you. So that is the reason we give water to the God, feed the God, flowers, whatever, however we take care of our own friend, help. So we do all these things to the God. It means every day we are reminding ourselves how to take or spread the love around you. That is bhakti. Bhakti, pure Sanskrit name of bhakti is pure love without any expectation. Sorry. So, Antaranga Yoga starts with this bhakti. Bhakti is not a ritual, bhakti is not regional. It is for everyone. Love is for everyone. Animals, birds, water, even the five Panchabhutas. So, it teaches how to love around you, how to spread the love. That's what I'm so happy that you guys has a idea that to spread the spirituality, bring the people into the platform. Spirituality is not a religion. It's a love, bhakti. So you are earning love by bringing people around us, sharing our knowledge, sharing our thoughts, caring each other. That is what Antaranga Yoga teaches. So in that Antaranga Yoga, the 3 steps is there: dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. Dharana teaches how to focus on single object or how to target, how to be focused, how to be balanced. Dhyana is repeating yourself for your responsibilities and your whatever, your responsibilities, your life achievements or goals or anything. Repeating yourself every day, recalling, yeah, I have to be like this, I have to be like this, I have to be like this. And samadhi is balancing mind. Sama adi. Sama means balancing. Adi. When you are learning dharana, focusing or targeting and positively, then dhyana, recalling the positive thought again and again and be positive, then you are able to balance your mind. That is samadhi. After samadhi, it's called ananda loka. One has no happiness, no sadness, everything he will say sthita prajna. Sthita prajna is he's not attached with anything. He's very balanced. Hot or cold, good or bad, anything he can able to balance, face it. So whole concept of bhakti is that to taking the mind to the balancing the mind. As a traveling towards the balance. So the divine mind is something that seeing positivity around, teaching positivity, loving each other and everyone, seeing everyone in your own place. So if someone says something, always we judge. When you have this balancing, this bhakti, the love, you will see that person. You will walk in his shoes. Then you come to know what he's going through. We are not going to judge. This whole concept is called bhakti or sthita pragnata after samadhi. You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it has a lot of this Vishnu energy. I think that is also so Krishna was the avatar of Vishnu, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
So yeah, this tradition you're connected with has I'm feeling that very pure, loving energy that I think is associated with Vishnu, in comparison to more like the tantric, which is a very different practice. So this, yeah.
See, like the Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. All the three is important in our life. The Brahma who created, what to create? Positivity. Create life. Vishnu is administrator, balance, administrate all your life. And Shiva is I don't want to say Shiva is a destroyer. Yes, he destroys all negativity within. But for doing all these three steps, we need energy called Shakti. So by selfish nature or any, I don't know the concept, it came is a tantric concept. Tantric concept is totally wrong. So again, we go to that selfish nature. We attract each other. We want to get something, do something like that. It always takes you other opposite way again. So safest way is bhakti. Sattvika bhakti.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. So I was wondering I was thinking this. So tell me what you think about this. So for the end, I was wondering if maybe for everyone who's watching, you could give maybe a little preview with Jesse if you want to give him a little auric reading with maybe kind of seeing what chakras need to kind of come out and have some sort of preview for what you do so that everyone can see and understand what it is exactly that's happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want me to see you or see to the Jesse?
I think Jesse. We can do both. Or
yeah,
maybe if you can use Agnya Chakra to like say anything embarrassing about that he's done in the last couple of days, we can do that.
No. I'm a holy man.
Yeah. So let us start with you. And what do you want to know about you?
Me?
Yeah.
One of you.
I don't know. I guess stuff about my not really future, but just path in general, like places I'll be, people I'll meet. I do feel like everyone, even you, like that comes into my life, I have a tendency to see something and really chase it. And I've always felt drawn to India. Just the energy you feel in me now, I guess. Anything. Anything.
I want to see his aura as well. Like what's up with his aura, you know?
It's purple. It's purple, right?
Yeah. Jesse, you are good in heart, but easily you will hurt. Very easily you will hurt with some small things. And at present, your heart chakra is a little weak. And can you come into this big picture? Let me how to make it a big picture to see your forehead.
Oh, my forehead. Let's just put my
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
head over there.
Yeah. So, emotional person, you are very emotional. At present, your arrow is in orange, and you want to do something which is useful for everyone. And you like to be very with the people who's really likes you or who's very friendly with you. You cannot gel with the new people very easily. So you have a little, is it okay if I speak a little personal things?
Mhm.
You have to focus on your digestive system.
Digestive.
And sleep also one of the factor you have to focus on. And maybe once if you can send me your date of birth, time of birth and place of birth, I can give you best picture of you. And for the future and present.
I'm gonna get a reading from you soon. My birthday's Thursday, so that's a good birthday present for myself. I'm Pisces and Western, and just as my moon in Vedic.
So yeah. Why you came into spirituality? Because of someone who's your friend, who's a girl, who introduced you of spirituality?
Yeah, Danielle, pretty much, right?
Mm.
Or at least astrology, and then that kind of. My mom also a little bit, a good amount.
Yeah. Your future with the astrology will be very wonderful. You'll get a good thing, but a little tough timings also is there. And what if you want any professional help, I will be there. If you want any spiritual help, we can do some pujas also to improve yourself.
Definitely.
Yeah. So any questions?
Do you see India in my future?
Yeah, you have an idea to come India and learn something and go back.
Yeah.
But Kerala is not right place for you.
No, it's. I just like the name. Maybe I don't know where. We'll see. But yeah, I definitely want to come for me and Trey. I think we'll both do what we can to come for that gathering you're speaking of, and go from there, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe once if you are there, maybe sometimes if you can visit Himalayas or anything like that, maybe we don't know how life takes you.
Yeah.
But you be in a spiritual path.
Thank you.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So she hit some of the things, because I know Jesse, so some of the things you said, I was like, damn, yeah, like you got it exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And are you happy with that, Jesse?
Yeah, I'm very happy. I'm excited to hear more, and very interesting, and always interested to learn more, and to, obviously I've studied Western astrology, but I was studying Vedic too, and I was kind of deciding between the two, and the only thing that made me decide Western was because I live in the West, and I just wanted to. I didn't think that Western is better than Vedic, and I've scratched the surface of Vedic astrology with dashas, and I learned about it for like a year from my teacher who learned in India, Trey's friend as well, and I'm interested. So I do have the background information. I know I have lots of past life energy there, so it's very easy for me to learn astrology. So maybe one day Vedic astrology will be something I learn. Who knows?
Yeah, Vedic astrology can give you accurate readings
Yeah.
if they have a proper date, time, and the place. So
What's your birthday? I'm just curious.
19th November.
Okay.
Mhm.
Exactly 4 months for me. Or no, not 4 months. A trine. Scorpio
I
to.
have one question for me. I'm just curious because I've just recently started to kind of bring my consciousness back to dreams, and because I felt like my sleep, when I go to sleep, I go very deep, and when I'm trying to wake up, it's a very hard process to wake up. But I've been trying to bring more consciousness there so that I can become aware, and I'm trying to kind of reintegrate yoga nidra and things like that. But there's some sort of blockage where I used to be able to kind of leave more often and kind of explore the cosmos and things like that, where now it's been a lot more grounded in my body. So I'm curious kind of about some clarity
Like
there.
your navel chakra and throat chakra are a little weak.
Okay.
That's the reason you are not able to sleep properly. But your third eye is really good. You can understand things and you think properly. You're not successful in your life at present, but you are looking for that success, but definitely you will be.
Okay.
But you have to balance your chakras first.
Okay. Throat and sacral. All right.
What sins do you see? What sins do you see in him? No, maybe we'll have to change. We'll have to age restrict this video if you tell us.
Mhm. Yeah. So for you, you need to focus more into astrology also,
Okay.
so that it is easy to learn things. When the person learns astrology, it's interesting. Then he's going to he can grasp any other knowledge
Okay.
because he know how to the planet movements and all. So focus on it. The spiritual life and spiritual teachings gives a lot of satisfaction. Yes, it is our bread and butter, no doubt. But the thing is, in the same time, you're helping so many. Yeah, you're guiding them into the right paths.
Yeah.
So try to focus on it.
Okay. Yeah,
And
my mind's been returning to like, oh, should I study astrology? Should I start bringing that into kind of my sphere of learning? So
yeah,
I'll teach you
yes.
some stuff.
Your
It's
guru
not that hard.
is here.
Guruji Jesse.
That's right. Call me that from now on too. And bow to my feet. Young
Jesse's big ego.
My Lanya is, I think, Maga is Maga. Maga is a nakshatra. Yeah, so
Maka.
that's my Lanya.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maka Nakshatra.
It's like Leo, sure. Leo rising.
Okay.
Because in Vedic astrology, your signs shift minus, I think, 23 or 25 degrees. So you're only the same sign in both if you're in like the top, like from degrees 25 to 30 in Western. And most of my planets are there somehow. So I stay the same, but most people's chart, I think your chart changes a lot. You become like a Virgo sun, Leo moon.
Scorpio.
And then rising Libra, because I think you're Scorpio. He's Scorpio rising in Western, but your Mars, I think, would say Scorpio maybe.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at it.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Amma, is there anything else that I think for your own personal message that you want to bring out to anyone who's listening before we round off? And of course, at the end, when we post this all, we'll have, we'll just say to message us for information, and then we'll hand them your number.
Yeah. So my message to everyone is like, the path in spirituality is not easy, but sattvic spirituality is wonderful to practice. You improve yourself and spreading the love around you. And yes, don't see as a corona as a negative way of looking, like, but the positively, if you see, it done a lot to us. Let us thankful to the corona that they brought our families together, given our life back and all. And anyone or everyone, those who need Vedic astrology, healing, or anything, I'm here in a phone call away. And all of you, please visit India and get a real spiritual touch in your life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amma.
Yeah, thank you so
Jesse,
much.
do you have any last words that you want to?
Namaste.
Namaste.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. This was by far our best episode so far in a young podcast, and definitely I'll be in touch with you.
Yeah.
If Trey gives me your number or whatever, however you guys are speaking, and we can get a reading for going soon, and we'll just talk more in that way. But thank you even for that mini reading. That was spot on, and I'm very curious to see what else you can teach me and whatnot.
Whatever I can.
Yeah.
So what's the saying in India that we could say as a big celebratory goodbye, like Hari Om or something like this?
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Yeah.
Hari Om.
Yeah. So normally in all our groups we say we wish each other Hari Om.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll see you again whenever you want.
Wonderful.
And it was really good and great time with you guys, and I'm very happy, and always be blessed. Do good to the society. It will give a good life to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on, Amma.
Namaste.
Bye.
Appreciate it. Namaste. All right.
All right. So that was Vanuja Amma ji, Holy Mother of India.
That was awesome.
Where was she from again? What was the?
Hyderabad.
Hyderabad. Yeah. Yeah.
One of the biggest cities in India. I think it's top 5, right?
I have no idea.
It was interesting.
How did you find that, Jesse?
I thought it was amazing. As I said, I think it was the best, our best work so far. Not really our work, but she did all the work. But you know what I mean. We had the idea.
I mean, it was quite interesting to feel the shift like throughout this whole conversation. Like I was.
Oh yeah.
Like she radiated kind of a light throughout me. There were times where I was staring at the computer.
I nearly said it. I was about to say it, but then she was talking. Yeah, like my third eye, like my whole, like everything. Like I drink a shit ton of coffee, so usually I'd be more like, I need to do my workout now, you know. But like I feel fucking relaxed. It's crazy. I feel like sunlight within me.
Yeah, exactly. And there was times where I was looking at the screen and things were just flooding. It was like the exposure was turned up on things.
I got a visual of like, sorry to interrupt, but like you're just reminding me of like things I felt and saw. Like I felt like the energy of like sadness and just like kind of dark energy, and how in the West we have this feeling like we have to, you know, like the whole positive vibes only thing, how we sometimes push that away. I feel like she kind of almost like we obsess so much about the shadow here, but I saw it as like this little like filter that you can just push away, and that real masters are able to just get, like, it's almost like I feel like we give it too much, maybe, and these are just downloads or whatever. Maybe we give it too much power, and real masters like that, I mean, you have to work on it, obviously, but it kind of comes and goes. It's like the day and the night and the rain and the weather. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. If you like, what I realized too with shadow work is if you kind of get too focused on that, then it starts to consume you, and then you kind of get in this very, negative place. And just being with her, it was like, it is positive thinking, but she's displaying it in a very grounded way and a very visceral way, where literally her positivity is radiating off her in a calmness that we both felt.
Yes.
Which is Really
It was
beautiful.
very profound, very profound.
Yeah, so she pinpointed your sleep, kind of sleep things.
Everything
and,
for both of us. Everything for
yeah.
both of us. I'm sure there's more she could say, but like she's not gonna like, expose everything about both of us on a freaking public podcast. Not that there's like tons of bad stuff. I mean, she said most of the stuff, I do sleep a lot, but it's my hours that have been kind of funky during COVID, but everything's ready to be returned to normal when I decide it should be. And we'll see. But yeah, like midway through, because I told you about my Instagram situation, right?
Yeah.
And like I had that question. It was just like literally like I'm having this interview with her, which is just amazing. It's like all this crazy energy, or like incredible energy. And I just checked my Instagram because I was, I told you yesterday that I had this little thing going on. I tried to get it pushed away, and it said your account's been disabled, which isn't a permanent thing. But like I just looked at it and I didn't even react negatively. I was just like, you know what? Like, not every bad is a bad. Like everything is divine. Everything, there's a purpose for everything. And I feel like the more you accept like little, even though it's not really an ego thing, but little external things in your life that you can't control, the more of those you let go, or at least you imagine in your mind, like disattachment. It's like, maybe this is showing me that I was too attached in some way to the success, to having an Instagram account with whatever amount of followers, and to just let that go. Maybe I'm sure I'll get it back soon, but it's just like, I have to live with not having it. I feel like now I'm kind of like, whatever, fuck it.
Right. There's this kind of story allegory kind of thing where it's like, these people, they're kind of a small family. They don't have a lot. And one day their horse goes missing, and the father the man runs to his wife, and he's like, our horse is gone. This is horrible. Like, how are we going to carry our food to the market? How are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? And the wife says, well, that could be good or it could be bad. And, a couple days pass, and the horse comes running back with 10 other horses. And then the man runs to his wife. He's like, look what's happened. We have 10 horses. Look how good our luck is. And then she's like, well, could be good, could be bad. And ends up that the son gets on one of the horses and ends up breaking his leg. And then the dad's like, no, look what's happened. Our son has broken his leg. This is horrible. And the mom's like, this could be good, this could be bad. A couple days later, the army comes to their house and says, we need your son for the army, but he had broken his leg, so he couldn't go. And so the man runs to his husband's like, oh, we won't lose our son to the army. And the wife's like, could be good, could be bad. But the story just keeps going on and on like that. But the moral of it is like, there is no real good or bad in anything. Like it just one thing leads to the next.
So interesting. Yeah, I made a post, like a random thing that came to me like a few weeks ago. That was something like that. It was like, how do we actually know what's good and bad for us? And what I meant by that was just this. It's like with COVID, and I think I asked a question about that. Like, we think as humans, we understand like how to react to something that comes up in our life. Like, oh, for example, a breakup, right? That's a great example. Or like with a friend or a relationship, even, everyone thinks that's a bad thing. Or even like getting fired from a job is another great example. Like things that seem bad in the moment because they're inconveniences and breaks of your present pattern and way of being always seem bad. But sometimes the one that seems bad is good, and sometimes the one that seems good is bad. Like you lose a friend, and you're like, oh, thank God. But then you actually realize, like, fuck, that was actually a good friend. Or then you lose a friend who's like, you're like, damn it, I lost this friend, or I lost this partner. Mm-hmm. And then you realize like they were cheating, or they were like talking shit about you. It's like, you never know what the real energy is, the real reason is for something, real energy behind a situation. So it's better to just stay curious and open than to just set your mind, because then you're like, oh, this is bad. And your whole day, maybe week, maybe it transforms everything. It's like, you don't know. You just have to trust the divine, trust the great mysteries that authors say.
Yeah, and it's like, it's starting to, instead of be in the ups and downs that are kind of life presents you, it's kind of goes back to what Amma was saying, where it's like perceiving reality from soul to soul. So if you're in the soul, which exists in the unmaterial plane, then you're literally just witnessing the material things go on about you. And so when you're in that state, then you're openly, lovingly, curiously watching it all, and it's like you're investigating. You're like, okay, let me observe, like, this has just happened, let me observe it. Like, what does this mean? What is this? How is my body reacting? What are the next steps that are going to come out? Because like after one of my biggest breakup that I've ever had was what actually, yeah, that was what catalyzed my spiritual transformation, was a breakup. I forgot to mention that with her, but yeah.
Yeah. It's true, man.
Which I was crying for like a month after that breakup, you know?
Yeah. And that's what, you know, life does, is that it creates situations, different patterns of, you know, maybe, yeah, you have a situation that's very comfortable. It serves its purpose. And there's always something else. Like everyone, like, you know, she says, and we all say in astrology, is like, you know, you can tell through the chart what someone's purpose is. You know, someone would have a certain energy in their birth chart, certain planets, certain whatever patterns, if they're meant for more of a home life. And someone else like myself would have certain patterns that are meant for traveling, meant for discovery, meant for humanitarianism and being for the people, right? So you can tell a lot. That's, I think, why she was saying like maybe astrology is that piece that could complete a lot that you already know, because you do see a lot of dharma in there, and it gives you an idea of like, this is an experience, this is something that's, you know, working. It's a beautiful study.
Yeah, it's like she also read kind of, she's like, when she was reading you, she was like, you're gonna have great success with this, but you're gonna go through some ups and tribulations, and like this might be, you know, one of those little, you know, stumps on the road, you know.
Mine aren't that bad though. I'm so like, I feel it too, and it is what it is, you know. I don't try to resist it. Like I could tell when something goes up with the Instagram, when I'm getting like, you know, I had like a photo with 2,000 likes, and then like a week before a video with 200 views. It's just like something was weird about it. I'm like, you know, just go with it, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like you can't really push things away. And I think like, yeah, it goes back to the thing about ego and how much ego is being taken from not ego. It's like unconscious. It's like, I want to always be learning. And unfortunately in our society, when we become masters at something or experts in something, I don't think people who become experts necessarily continue to learn as much as they should, right? There's this energy of like, okay, I'm an expert, I've reached this level, now I just work for people, and I'm more of a business, as opposed to like, okay, I'm an expert, but there's a million different levels to being an expert, and there's a level of sustentation that is needed when you're an expert too. Like if you just learn everything but then don't add anything to it, not that I've done this, I'm just saying people in general, I think do this, you're going to eventually like lower, right? So it's like, you have to really stay, you have to always be looking for more knowledge and more wisdom in whatever you're interested in. And maybe, you know, that's kind of why I see these things like this.
Yeah, actually, if you think about kind of the last stages she was talking about in yoga, is like the dharana, dhyana, samadhi, which is like these, which is the deep focus, which then turns into absorption, and then samadhi, which is this kind of heightened state of balance, equilibrium, and, you know, almost, you know, like super conscious state. And if you look at like, for me, in my experience, because I'm a writer, in the beginning, it was always like, it was learning how to write, kind of learning some of the things. There was a natural intuition there, but then it was kind of also, there was a struggle when I was writing, and still now I have a struggle because I'm nowhere near an expert or a master. But then there are those moments where I feel like I fall into an absorption, which is like this samadhi, which is like where everything is just flowing out, and I feel like I'm in a super focused, super conscious condition where there's like images streaming through, everything's so vivid, and it's just completely flowing. And that happens with musicians, happens with astrology, it happens with runners, happens in meditation. So it's like, I think the master stage is when you've kind of learned all the blocks, all the supports that will get you to the heavens, right? And then you have that beautiful foundation and that support, and then the master is really getting absorbed into it and becoming what their art or their tool is.
Yeah, that's
in a
well
super
said.
conscious state.
Exactly. Yeah, the flow state, and just over time, it takes time. Everything good takes time. Vedic, move your butt. I had all 3 cats come and see me. Maybe the cats are responding to her energy. Who knows? All three of them were like, my turn. But yeah, it's true. So there's a level of humility that's needed in anything you do, and there's always gonna be someone better than you. There's always gonna be someone that can add something, whatever you're doing. It doesn't matter what career. But yeah, that was a very interesting interview. Very, very interesting indeed.
Yeah. So should we wrap it up?
Yeah, I don't see why not. So thank you for listening. That was amazing. And if you want to get in touch with her, you can message me or Trey. Hopefully my Instagram is working in the next few days.
So maybe we don't post it. Should we try waiting a couple of days?
Let's work on this one and post when we need to post it. There's no, when something is so good like this is a timeless piece, there's no need to rush this one into creation. And let's definitely work on it though. Let's definitely see when we can get it up. But I don't know. I think I do have 2 Instagrams. So one, obviously is bigger.
And we can repost it. We can repost it on the other one when it opens up if we like.
Exactly. And I think most of my actual real followers follow me on the other one too, because I did post a week ago, follow me on here in case something does happen with my current Instagram. So now I have 2,000 followers instead of 14,000 or whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Not that many out of the billions in the world. But yeah, man. Any last thoughts?
No, yeah, just hit us up if you want to get in touch with her. I just want to say that there is there was an anxiety in my body before this call.
Same,
and
a little bit.
Literal kind of vibrations started occurring almost when she came on, and then there was just this tranquil calm and light that was coming through. So I'm not going to recommend someone who I don't believe to be genuine. So, but I would definitely recommend messaging her. So reach out to us and we'll send you her number to get in contact.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Thanks, guys.
Howdy home, bitches.
This one definitely needs to be video. The more I think about it, I'm like, man, it's great. We need to really just have both and then just see whatever one sticks more. Cause part of me is I don't know. The video is so it's so important, to see her expression. She was looking at my fucking forehead and stuff. It's important to see people's faces and to feel their energy. You can get so many more downloads from looking at someone, but also the voice is magical too. So we'll do both and we'll see whichever one sticks.
Yeah, we'll do both.
And cool. Thanks, people. I will end the recording now. I hope this was enjoyable, and we will be back next week, most likely. Every week we're going to try to come to you with new episodes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks everyone for tuning in to this awesome episode of the Jesse and Trey podcast. Just a friendly reminder to like and subscribe to whatever channel you're on, and we'll see you next week.